Biscuit was nursed on a pickle. Madeleine liked to tell anyone who would listen, meaning me, of course. Homer Winthrop nursed on a pickle and whined on brown juice. She said it now, catching a look at my face in her rearview mirror. Haha. Well, so what? I enjoyed being a pickle. I enjoyed sulking and not talking. I planned to not talk all the way into Maine, but it was going to be hard. I saw as we crossed the bridge into the estate. This place was already looking interesting. The river was named the Piscataqua, probably after Indians. Piscataqua, I said accidentally, or Pisco ta aqua or no, Piscataqua. Jason Hyde, Madeleine answered. Don't talk, I reminded myself. I closed my eyes. Homer, are you alright? This way my mother is speaking. She'd been spinning around in her seat to stare at me about once every 20 minutes since we'd left Boston. I didn't answer, just opened my eyes. Very wide. I'd done this the whole trip, which was making my eyeballs feel kind of funny, like I might be doing them damage. I wasn't, of course. My mother would have said so if this were the case. She'll leave it to say things like that. Now, Madeleine, latest in our long line of housekeepers, drivers, general, all-round slaves to my mother, was different. When she caught me popping my eyeballs, she just popped hers right back. That was a sight worth seeing. Hers were so happy you just sort of waited, taking date bounce over the seat and into your lap. My mother sighed. I closed my eyes again. We started and stopped and started and stopped and drew for a while and then stopped again. Lord have mercy, Madeleine said. At least in Boston the traffic jams. Well, it's still moving. Oh, Madeleine, I believe that's a contradiction in terms. And there you had it, the perfect example of what was wrong with my mother. Let Madeleine say something perfectly clear and interesting, and along would come Dr. Winthrop, the linguist, to pick it apart and take all of the fun out of it. My mother heard words instead of what a person was saying. Why bother to talk? I wanted to tell Madeleine, but that'd be like telling a boat not to float. I opened my eyes and stared at the back of my mother's head. A circle with a bone in the middle, all perfect and neat. sticking out to the tips of her shoulders. A bird could be living in here. A twittery, fluttery bird. I believe those two heads told you all you needed to know. If I were dropping those heads, I'd. Oh my mother said suddenly. Oh my. Her hand tapped away at her chest like one of those fluttery birds. Oh my what? Madeline asked. You are right, our dear. My mother nodded, but her hand went on tapping. Madeline shot her a log. I shot her a few myself. Not much fluttery. My mother, in fact, nothing fluttered. My mother, except her headaches, and those were more like a knockout punch. Here's where we turn, Madeleine, she said. Suddenly, her voice sort of shaky and squeaky, like I'd never heard it before. We are on the peninsula. Hearing it, a log of hair had popped out of the bone, and now her neck looked different. Ridges had appeared at the base of it. Something major was up, something bigger than an vacation, something much bigger, which I should have known since my mother didn't take vacations, since my mother did not usually spin in her seat. Why are we coming here? I asked, forgetting my vow of silence. My mother was silent a long time. The neck sported which meant when my father was leaving, I started at the back of her head. It sat up no on top of an ostrich neck. The very sight of that made me crazy for the first time in my life. I was going to a place where